music.
No, that's it for gaming.
Word. So let's get to it for music then, especially also for the sake of time. Going on this Gibbs album. Definitely get some time to talk about this Freddie Gibbs' latest album, Alfredo.
Yeah, I've been listening to it for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, man.
It feels like a lot of the songs were done in pretty close proximity to the release date. Can you hear me?
No, yeah, I can hear you.
Sounds
Yeah,
like
I
I'm
was just
breaking up
pulling
or
up.
something.
No, actually, no, you're coming out clear on my end.
Okay, cool.
Especially, I leaned into my mic a little more. Somewhere
But you know, because he mentioned stuff like the Jordan doc and stuff like that, and I thought that was pretty dope. Yeah, I keep hearing weird shit. I hope it doesn't like translate into. Hold on, let me try this something.
Yeah, I mean, do what you gotta do. Check the sound. I don't hear anything on my end. You're coming out
All right.
clean.
Well, hopefully it doesn't translate into the recording. This shit, something's going on in my headphones. But nah, like he mentioned the Jordan doc a couple times, and a couple other things like about the current events in the world. But aside from that, like he's had some dope songs on there. I think every feature on there was dope.
Yeah,
this is an album I can listen to front to back, no problem. I still go back and listen to, Scotty Beam and Something to Rap About.
Something to Rap About is clean.
Yeah, like he had a song where he was featured on a couple months back. I forget who it was by, but it was a similar vibe to Something to Rap About. And like he murdered that. So it doesn't surprise me that, that song came out really good too. But I think this is a really well put together album by the Alchemist and Freddie. Like it's sequenced really well where again you don't need to skip any tracks.
Everything flows, everything. Man, like no, for me, like you already know, like tracks for me that hit. I did like Scotty Beam especially when you put it on. Ross was he did actually said
Ross was snapping, bro.
Oh God, use a dictionary to write your.
My man said he wanted war, and then they hit him with a cannonball. That's when my K. Rule started going nuts.
Yo, I don't want to make gator shoes out of that, man. Next time I see him, okay?
Niggas is getting hit with cannonballs from going to war.
The cannonballs are stupid. I don't even talk about that man's cannonballs. Stupid. Nah, it's something to rap about. Frank Lucas and
the joint with Benny the Butcher.
Yeah, no, Frank
All
Lucas.
of Me. No, sorry, no. Conway, my bad.
Oh yeah,
I like that one too.
Babies and Fools.
That was something that like I thought was dope because I don't listen to a lot of Conway, admittedly, but like the stuff I've heard from him was like super aggressive, so I wasn't expecting him to get a little more personal with it. I felt like he got a bit personal in that, and I thought that was dope.
Yeah, man. Like I just have to say, like the overall feel of the album, especially with like the times, I feel like the album's just hits different on a lot of levels. Also with just the time of the release, like and like taking the nod to the album art itself. Like you have a black hand on around with like the puppeteer. I don't know what's called, the grip.
Yeah.
But, you have it attached to a plate of Alfredo, plate of spaghetti. But it's just a lot of what he's like, especially what his son to rap about. Like a lot what the messages and excuse me. All the messages like I'm getting like from the vibes from it when I really listen to it. Literally is about what's going on in the world today. Like what you said, like it really makes you wonder when he like wrote certain songs up to the release of the album, because they really were like they were talking about. He was talking about even the Doja Cat. What song was he talking about?
I forget. He was like, Doja Cat, let me be from the bite. I was like, bro, I
It
don't
was
know
a
if he.
bad night.
I was like, yo, I thought that was like the same week, if not like a week before. Doja Cat started getting blown up. So I was like,
I think it was a week after because I'm trying to remember. Like, we dropped an episode talking about it. No, here's the thing about Alfredo. Like, we
I don't
had an
think we didn't
episode
talk
about
about it
it.
the week it came out.
No, we didn't. But it was after we recorded, and we were like, oh, we said peace, whatever. Like after we talked for a bit, and we got off Zoom. I went to Spotify. It was there, and I was like, I hate you that night. I was just like, yo, this album came out, and I think that might have been episode 6. After episode 6, yeah, I guess it might have been after episode 6. So it was after that episode then, because we talked about Doja Cat before the album came out. I can even pull it up here. Yeah, Doja Cat. We talked about her episode 6.
Yeah.
But honestly, bringing it back to the album, it speaks a lot to the tribulations of just being a black man, and just like what Freddie Gibbs' experiences are, and he just basically just saying, he's literally just saying, he was just like, this, like, I've always been experiencing this. This is shit I go through on the daily. I've been, this is shit he'd be rapping about. Like, this ain't nothing new. It's just like, uh, it was just weird to hear. It was just weird to hear that type of like the messages he was just talking about in his music, just with while everything was going on, like kind of like everything happened in like time. It was like timed well, or it would just seem like it was all, everything happened for a reason. Like, this album was gonna come out at this date and this time. Who knows? That was already like agreed on, looked at, predetermined. That's what I'm looking for. The word predetermined.
Yeah, it's funny because he kind of alluded to it. Cause he was saying it's like in one of the songs. I think it was like the intro or something. He was like, it's like I came back from the future with a rap almanac or something to that extent. And it's like, yeah, like that's a credit to like modern recording because he probably got like a studio at his crib where he's like, yo, send me these beats. I'm about to rap. Send it to Alchemist. Got it mixed down and stuff like that. And then from there, they're like, all right, let's put it out. Like, let's not wait. It's a perfect time to put out good music. Because, like, for all the music that, people normally like to turn up to and stuff like that, because they have nowhere to turn up, it ain't doing too crazy. Like, it's doing all right. But, like, music like, Gibbs' joint, like, it's something that you can really sit with and work on. Like, it's doing pretty good. I think it's doing better than what it normally would have done, like, had there been no pandemic.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. It's just like the message. If this was the album he was gonna drop regardless, then I was like, and then it's either the timing is just crazy that I wouldn't like this message wouldn't resonate if it wasn't like some of the things we talked about or some of the events that happened this pandemic or the pandemic itself. Um, so it's just like, does that even speaks to the? Because I think this is a really great album. Like, it's really good. I can't when I start listening to it, I can't skip tracks, legit forward back. Um, it's something about something to rap about. Like, you just want to like, you listen to that on a sunny day.
Tyler snapped on that too.
He went off on that.
Yeah, he snapped.
And that's one thing too. Like, we got to see some Tyler. We got to see Tyler that we didn't get to see on Igor. Like, that's what it was.
You got a little bit of that on Igor, but that was more like Cherry Bomb and like Flower Boy that you got that stuff.
Oh, I'm saying Tyler went off. The joint is great, and I think that's part of the. I guess you could say what we talked about with Dre, the mystique of this that the album has is just around the time that it dropped. Is pretty much add volumes to it, and I can just tell with just the traction it's just looking at Spotify. It's kind of, and it's good. No, it's a really good album.
Yeah, so I think this would be, interesting or whatever. So we'll
I would say, well, one thing I would
it's
say to
definitely
you
my
is
top albums of the year for sure.
like, so you, because me, I like I said when we talked on one episode, I recently said I started listening to Gibbs. Like, how would you compare? How would you compare this album to like his other bodies of work? Um, just in the fact that because I went back to some song like Crime Pays. Like, how's it stand to like Crime Pays, Palm Olive, Bandana, like his last project. How does that kind of stand to that?
That's tough because I didn't listen to Pinata, which was the first one with Madlib, so I got to go back and listen to that. Um, I might edge it to this one, Alfredo. I mean, Bandana was hard, but I gotta listen to Bandana again. Like, listen to
Okay.
them both in one sitting and be like, all right, well, maybe because this one is like fresh, where I'm like, nah, this one might be harder. But both of them are really good. Like, I don't think Freddie has put out like Freddie's been on a tear since like the Freddie album. Like he had the collab with Currency after that, the Fetty, and then he did, you know, Bandana and now Alfredo. Like he's just been like on a tear. I think he's found really his niche where it's just like
His
he,
sound.
yeah, I think he found like his pocket where he's like, all right, I could go in on these type of beats and really like, body shit and like get really good reception. Because I think before, like, the sound he was going with before, um, it was a bit trappy, but then he also kind of like showed a bit of his like humor and personality and skits like that. I think like these type of beats and this kind of feel give more weight, like give him more space to do that.
Mm. Yeah, something about the tracks, the mood he was trying to set. Because I feel like it was. I would say this with Crime Pays. Like when I first hear Crime Pays, like it was like the mood was kind of offsetting to me. Like when I first heard the song, like that's why at first I couldn't get into it until I was like, let me more. I couldn't get into it just by like the mood he was setting with like the beat until when I started listening to it, and then I was like, okay, like I'm forming a picture around like what he's saying and everything like that. But with Alfredo, when I compare it to like Frank Lucas, like when it starts, like I get like the beat gives me like the grime, like the feel of like what it means to like the story of Frank Lucas. Like you get like it's just the feeling and emotion you get. Just like being one of the greatest drug dealers to ever to live to give a title to that when you're pushing cocaine, cutting out the middleman between you and Asia, dog, and that. Like I'm just basically just kind of like because you get interpretations of Frank Lucas and other music and stuff like that, especially when you get Benny the Butcher on it, because you're just like,
Yeah, but he had the super drug dealer with I think it was Palm Olive that had Pusha T on it. That's like
yeah,
the drug dealer in rap. You don't get more
that's
drug dealer than that.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm just like, dang, maybe he should have had push for Frank Lucas. Like, I don't know, like it was like I don't know, like I think that was drug. Okay, that's what I was trying to. Damn, you're right. Because I still listen to Palm Olive on the daily, and I was like, that's the drug dealer. That's the track that you get to literally sit in the shoes of a drug dealer, and you'll get a whiff of it, like that life. But like Frank Lucas gave like you get to see like that life of not just somebody that was a drug dealer, but somebody that was doing what no drug dealer dared to do. Like I don't like it was like it just like the feel of it of just like what came with that, like to attempt what he did and what came with it. Like I was able to feel that just when the song started, like off the beat of us just like uh I don't know what the sample is at the very beginning. I don't know if it's a recording of Frank Lucas himself.
Oh yeah, I don't know off the top of my head either.
I don't either. I might just let's see if I just look it. But like I just get like the mood of the like I'm saying he sets the mood and then when he comes in and just like and he just goes off and he's like lays his bar, lays his bar, it's like I'm able that's why I could sit and hear and just listen to this album forward and back when compared to like Bandana was like 2 sittings. Like when I listened to Bandana, it took me like 2 sittings to listen to it. Like this album, I listened to it like twice and didn't know I was on my second playthrough. Like I had to like check. I'm like, how long is this album? I'm like, wait, I already listened to it. It's on loop. Like it's just on loop. So just to sum up, what I just said that yeah, like something about the sound, like he found like the sound that is in it, like he's saying in his pocket. That's not an understatement because I think for me, that's why I tried to listen to Gibbs before until I really had to sit down and listen to Gibbs when you were telling me to listen to Freddie Gibbs. And that's why I was like, you know what, I'm hip, And then he came out with this album, and now I can't stop listening to it. Like I can't stop listening to this album. Like, and I think he nailed on the head what you were just talking about, basically what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I think he really nailed down like his direction with this one for sure. Again, I don't know if I can say this is better than Pinata yet, because especially Crime Pays alone was like, oh nah, this nigga gets out here wilding, bro. Like that Crime Pays is crazy.
Like Crime Pays, like I couldn't when I first listened to it, I was like, all right, this was I was like, cool. I don't know. When I first listened to it, I was just listening to it. Then I like when I went back to Gibbs because I was like, I guess I got hit to like practice and like was it 40 Karat Jesus, like shit like that. I was like, what? When I got hip to that, then I went back to Crime Pays and I actually listened. Like I actually really listened to Crime Pays. Crime Pays is nuts. It is when it gets to the middle, like it's like, bro.
Yo, that nigga was rapping too, like,
and the production on that is crazy. I was like, crazy.
Like the nigga does stuff with his flow that I can't do because I have asthma. Like, like this nigga be like fit a lot of words in like one bar, and it doesn't feel corny. You know what I'm saying? Like, I usually have a problem with niggas like rapping fast and trying to fit a bunch of words into a bar because it comes off as like really corny, but like Freddie's like still a gangster doing it.
He is still a gangster doing it.
But yeah, I definitely recommend this album for anybody that hasn't listened to it. Definitely listen to it. It's a really good album. I'd even backtrack and go listen to some of his older stuff too, because like he's been a super consistent artist. But I've really been like on Freddie since the Freddie album. Like for me at least, like I've heard Gibbs a lot before, but the Freddie album was the one I sat down and really listened to. And then from there, like it's been crazy since.
I hear you. I'm here. I'm still getting him. I'm still going back through his old stuff. But
hey, like I showed you
now,
Byron that automatic, yo. That automatic is hard.
Bro, I'm
the fact that that's not on your gym playlist is a disservice.
What I got? No, it's crazy. I have Palm Olive on my gym playlist.
Yo, when you hear automatic, you're like, yeah, I'm gonna get those extra reps in. I have no choice.
Bruh. Would I be bumping on 20 Karat Jesus? That Uno. Dog. Oof. Yo, but yeah, I think that wraps it up with the review pretty much for Alfredo. If those listening, if you peeped, if you listen, let us know what you think of the album in the comments. Definitely want to hear what people got to say. I think the album was fuego. Let us know what you think.
It's probably my favorite album of the year so far.
It'll
definitely be on my top albums of the year.
Yeah. I'm listening to this. Like, I had to stop myself from listening to this album. I try to listen to one track, and I'm like, dang it, I listen to the whole album again. I'm like, son of a diddly. Like, I'm like, damn.
God dang it.
God dang it! No. Yeah, it's like,
Um,
dang it! I didn't listen to the album again. Like that, All right.
but no, I'm good for topics for this week. You got anything else you want to talk about?